Hello Hanover Veterans. Ben Quill, your Veteran Service Officer, doing his weekly broadcast to you here from the Foxhole. And it's going to be a little bit shorter video, but I do want to go over a few things that have come up that I think might be important to veterans that are out there or people that know veterans and can pass this on to them. First thing I want to talk about is the economic impact payments. A lot of people have been getting them. They start at about $1,200 and they can go up from there depending on the situation of the particular recipient. But within the Hanover community, and I know because I work with some of these individuals, we have veterans that are receiving compensation. A lot of them are 100% service connected. In addition to their VA compensation, they also get SSI, Supplemental Security Income. So for these individuals, they may not have employment. They actually are not required in a lot of situations to have employment, especially if they're taking in SSI. It also alleviates a lot of them from having to file an income tax return. So for those veterans that are out there that are taking in VA compensation and SSI as their two primary incomes and have not filed in 2018 and 2019, it's important that if you have dependents like children, that these veterans go on to the IRS website, and it's very simple to do. Go to irs.gov, and the first tab you have is called non-filers, because that is in fact what you are. If you're somebody who's taking some form of income in but you're not required to file, you're a non-filer. But it's difficult for the IRS to know whether or not you have dependents like children, because if you do, in addition to your, say, $1,200 impact payment, you get another $500 on top of that for each dependent child. And you go onto this website, you click non-filers, and you input that dependent information in there, and that will ensure that when your impact payment comes to you, it'll be to the full amount that you are owed. So please make sure you do that. If you are a veteran or you know a veteran who is on these two strict forms of income, that they're making sure that they're updating the dependent information to get their full payment. I also want to talk about, I mentioned on my Facebook page, on my website page as well, that there's food donations that are being orchestrated by the Massachusetts Military Support Foundation at numerous locations throughout the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Not all of them are close, or they're all within driving distance, but there are some that are relatively easy to get to. I've been to them on numerous occasions myself. One at Foxborough Stadium is very well run. There's another one that's very well run at Sandwich High School, just over the bridge on the Cape. I recently went to one in Plymouth that was being run out of the American Legion there. This box is just put right into your car, into your trunk, by a volunteer. It is non-perishable foods plus recipes that could easily feed two adults for anywhere from 10 to 14 days. If you go on to massmilitary-supportfoundation.org, and you'll see a list of days and times that you can pick these meals up. Foxborough is usually Monday and Wednesday. Sandwich High School is usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. But you do want to make sure that you register so they know you're coming and they reserve a box for you. And I'll have your pickup times there. It does ask for a DD-214 if you have one for a veteran, but it is not required. Okay, if you give the veteran's name that you're picking it up for, you don't have a DD-214, it's not going to hold you. You can still get the meal when you get there. If you have more than one veteran that you're picking up meals for, then you just need to register twice using each name of the veteran so you can get more than one box. Okay. I've been dropping these off to veterans, particularly elderly veterans who are not able to transport themselves or they're housebound, and it really does help them out in a number of ways. And again, this is non-perishable food. It doesn't have to be used right away. So please, if you're able to do this, there really was no wait at the Sandwich High School when I got there. I would say that the one I did at the Legion in Plymouth was no more than 20 minutes wait. The longest wait was the one at Foxborough, and it's because it's the busiest. And I was there waiting for the better part of an hour. But once the line got going, it moved through. In addition to the volunteers that are nice enough to load it right into your car, there actually are a lot of perishable items that you're able to get if you need them. This is eggs, bread, vegetables, fruit, so it doesn't just have to be non-perishable. And again, I want to send a huge thanks out to all the volunteers that work at these different pickup locations. The one I went to the other day at the Legion in Plymouth, it was pretty cold rain coming down pretty steadily, and these folks were braving through it. So if you know anybody that volunteers at these pickup sites, please give them your warmest thank you. Now I want to talk about what's been going on here in my office and here at the Council on Aging. I have, with the help of a couple of volunteer employees, made an attempt to reach out to every veteran that we have by way of state census. I have left voicemails. I have spoken to a lot of them. If I didn't have a number originally, I was able to attain their number later on and circle back around and made 2 and 3 attempts at certain veterans. I wasn't able to contact all of them, and I'm convinced that either they just do not have a listed number that can be found, or that they're no longer residents of Hanover. But I just want to make it clear to the folks out there that an honest attempt was made at every veteran that we at least know of here in the town. And that's in addition to the letter that was sent out by my office, just asking for them to provide their information back to my office, which a lot of them did. So thank you for that. And we continue to be making calls, not just here in my office, but here at the COA. We have daily a member of the fire department, and we have numerous nurse volunteers that have been reaching out to all of the citizens over the age of 60, I believe. And that includes, of course, veterans and surviving spouses. So the elderly community that are at the most risk have been, they've been touched in some way by your town. They've been called, and a lot of effort has been made to reach out, make sure that they're okay, and see if there's any needs that they might have. Lastly, I want to talk about the holiday coming up next month, Memorial Day. It's not until the 25th of May. We'll see where we stand at that point, but I want to assure everybody out there that Hanover will not allow this holiday to go by without recognizing and honoring those who gave everything to our country. My office is working closely with the American Legion post here in Hanover. We are going to have some sort of ceremony honoring our lost veterans at the memorial. This will not be open to the public for obvious reasons, but it will be well done. It will be broadcast both on Facebook and local access. I also want to ensure the folks out there that the American Legion in my office is going to work closely to make sure that all the flags are replaced at our ceremony, which is something that we do, that the flags are replaced at our cemetery, which is something we do every year to replace all those tattered flags. There's also some really nice activities that are going to be going on through our school system. Both our elementary school and middle school have some activities planned that are going to be really special to the community while keeping everybody safe and social distancing requirements are maintained. So there'll be more information being put out on social media and the websites about this, but fear not, our fallen will be honored. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can always contact my office, 781-826-5000, extension 1107. Okay, Hanover, stay safe, stay strong.